Hey, little stranger. Out again. And it's the weather black flies. So if you see me flipping around my hands and swinging my hat, that's what's going on. I'm not crazy. Well, maybe crazy, but there's a lot of black flies right now. So we're in Evans Notch, western Maine, eastern New Hampshire border. I think we're in Maine right now. Notch runs right along the border. We'll do a reverse of a loop we did maybe last year, maybe the year before. We go out on Haystack Notch, camp there somewhere tonight. Tomorrow we'll go down Miles Notch, pick up the Red Rock Trail, take that up towards Speckled, camp up there for the second night somewhere. Start off with a little road walk here. We finished with the road walk last time, so. But yeah, getting everything situated for the big trips coming up. So brought the bear canister along, even though I really probably don't need it for this trip, but I'm trying to get used to carrying the extra weight on top with the food up there. See how that's gonna go. It's not really where you want it, but it's where the canister fits with this pack. And my pack that it fits in is my winter pack. It's not the one I want to use in the summer. It's a couple pounds heavier. But oh well, we'll pick up this conversation when we pick up the trail in a mile or so here. I think I hear cars coming, so we'll see you in a bit. Well, survived the road walk. $5 miles to the next notch. I don't think we'll go that far today. A little bit short of there, I know a really nice camping spot. So if I don't stop before then, that's probably where we'll stop. Oh, it feels good to get off that road. It was tilted to one side. It's not good for my hip. It was downhill though. I climbed up that hill last year. I remember it was a lot harder. Yeah, we'll see if we can get lost out here or not. This trail seems to be maintained in this direction. Coming the other way, I was having trouble following it in a few spots. But going this way, no problem. Hopefully that maintains true. I'm guessing it hasn't been maintained yet this year. Now we can enjoy the trail. But yeah, the leaves are starting to bud out. We spoop. There's a little breeze in here. But it's going to be warm and sweaty. It's part of why we're here. Got to get used to the summer. It's a little squishy, soft. Becky. Cubans. right. Well, we're on our way. There, I didn't fall in. I can use the footage. If you watch carefully, I actually have left in a couple of falls in my videos. I find them amusing, unless you break something. There was one a few trips back. I bounced off the ground basically. I slid down and bounced right back up, hardly lost a step. That's a good fall. Whew. Smells beautiful out here. It's a little dry. That's not good. It should be really squishy. There's some wet spots, but there's also some really dry spots for this time of year. Well, we are making our way to the top of this vicious notch. This is a really gentle climb. Great way to start out. Not going very far, not going up very far. Tomorrow we'll have to work. A lot more miles, a lot more elevation. But it'll be worth it. But this is worth it too. This is pretty. It's tempting to just set up camp here for the afternoon, but that would make tomorrow even longer. But this is a beautiful spot. Up, up. The hobble is blooming. Beautiful over there. Terrible when it's growing on your trail. Well, thankfully they put up this sign to warn us that we're entering the wilderness, because this is not wilderness and this is wilderness. It's a nice bird. But yeah, I can't tell the difference between wilderness and not wilderness. It all looks the same to me. I don't know what he's singing about, but he sounds awful happy. There's some squish. Yeah, I might want my poles for that, just in case. Pull myself back out. Well, I made it. Right up there. I think I might have fallen asleep for a little bit. It's very peaceful here. maybe 6-7 miles for the day, something like that. There's enough to work up a sweat. I'll take you down and show you the river, stream, brook. I don't know what this is. It's pretty. Oh yeah. Last time I was here, it was dark, raining. This is much prettier. Close enough to the brook that I keep hearing voices. Should try not to camp too close to water. It makes me think I hear people for some reason. Yeah, I gotta try to stay awake. Make some water, eat some dinner. Then I could go to sleep. I'm used to getting to camp so early. I don't know. Black flies are kind of thick. That's why I was in the hammock. But that is the only place I'm safe. Well, through here. Filter a little water. Eat some dinner. I'll out my wood stove tonight. See how that goes. I bought a little alcohol for the alcohol stove, but not enough for the whole trip. Forcing myself to use the wood stove. Whew. These flies are getting me now. Well, you stay there. You don't want to pee here. I'll take pictures and show you. Sure is pretty. Morning. Awful pretty out here today. I'm not moving very fast. It's too pretty. Maybe 6:30 or so. Put a little fire in the stove, made some coffee, and a bag of breakfast. Watching the sun come up through the trees. Birds singing. I don't want to go anywhere. This is beautiful. I was looking at the map trying to figure out where I'm going to get water for where I'm camping tonight. Not real sure about that. It's a problem with camping on top of mountains. There's usually no water up there. But need a little while to figure that out yet. I'll let the coffee do its thing. Maybe the brain will come up with a plan. I thought I'd say good morning here in camp. Usually I'm so busy rushing around getting out, I don't shoot any video in camp in the morning. But I'm being lazy. I don't know. Let's see how long it takes me to get out of here. Let's see some trail later. But yeah, it's very pretty. Thought I'd come see what was making all that noise. Well, it's not my most efficient morning, but I think we got everything packed up and we're on our way. There, now we're away from that noisy water. Well, that has a peaceful spot to sleep. Strange night. It was really warm when I went to bed. I woke up sweating. And then this morning I woke up shivering. It was cold. Shoulder season, I guess. Not quite summer, not winter. I don't think it got that cold overnight. I think the trail's over there. Okay. I think when the trail just disappears into a river and you don't know where it goes next, it makes you stop and think. Sure, that was going to be slippery or not. Look at that. You didn't see what I just did. It was really impressive. So yeah, we'll finish off this notch here in just a little bit. Turn into a different notch, Miles Notch. Don't follow that for very far. And then we'll walk along the ridge the rest of the day. Which is why I'm trying to figure out my water plan. There's no water up there that I want to drink, I'm pretty sure. Sounds like the ladies are up at home. Have to see what they have to say. So much nicer now that we can keep in touch when I'm on trail. They know I'm not dead. I'm out of the trail. The trail goes into the river again. That's fair. Well, I'm not going to swear, but... deep we're walking in. Alright. Let me move my poles for this crossing. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, there's 4 or 5 crossings there in quick succession. They couldn't keep the trail on one side. I hate when they do that. You just get your rhythm going and boom, there's another crossing. Boom, there's another crossing. And they're not terribly deep. I'm just walking through them in my boots. Trying to stay on the higher rocks, but this last one I had to walk through some water. It's not a problem really, other than the fact that it slows you down. You break your rhythm. You get used to cruising along and then you gotta stop and think. Because the feet do all the work out here. I'm not thinking much out here. They know what to do. But when they get to water, they're scared. They don't want to get wet. They've been wet before. But I've gotten smarter. My equipment has gotten better. Now I very rarely have wet feet anymore. Wow. I don't think that's a trail. I don't think that's the trail. But I better go check just to be sure. I think that's water. Boy, that sure could be a trail though, couldn't it? Welcome to my world. I know that's trail. And based on where that blaze is, I think that's trail. They usually paint them where you can see them. We'll go this way a little ways and see what happens. It gets really wet. That looks like footprints. That looks like bridging. I'm thinking this must be the trail. And this is blazed. Kinda, sorta. Those wilderness ones with no blazes. You make your best guess and you're prepared to say, oh no, that wasn't it. Turn around. Alright, that's gonna get really squishy. I don't want to hear you. I want you to have to hear me screaming like a schoolgirl here when I sink in. You just popped out of the woods over there. Came across this. Not sure. This might be intentional. I think this is private land here. I know there's logging that goes on just around the corner. But I can't really tell what their plan was. Also not real sure where the trail is now. You think it's this way. I know I'm on the trail, I just don't know which way it goes at this multi-intersection. I hate to spoil things by using the GPS. This is for emergency purposes. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this wasn't here last year. So, I don't know if they did that this spring or in the fall. Maybe they're trying to keep the logging roads open, I don't know. It's too even along the roads to be natural. Pretty sure this was man-made. But I don't know nothing about it. I'm just guessing. Smells like a big campfire. Oh look, a place. I think that's what that means. I don't know. Well, maybe somebody will tell me what happened here. If you're watching, you know, get in the comments, send me an email, whatever. I'd like to know. Well, I think we're officially in the middle of nowhere. I know there's a logging road that comes in over here. It's not really in the wilderness, but you're behind a mountain from everything, pretty much. Well, hopefully the rest of the way we can see the trail. This one is definitely a path less traveled. Much easier going this way than the other way, though. I didn't get lost at all, really. Going the other way, I got lost a lot. That was definitely GPS time. I know I could have cut that corner, but 2.4 miles to our turn. Somewhere up there. There, I think. Maybe there. Well, that's a nice thing to see again. I made a wrong guess where the trail left the logging road. Might have been a man path, might have been an animal path, I'm not sure. It petered out. Had to do some bushwhacking to get back here. I could hear the brook, so I followed the brook. I knew eventually the trail was along the brook. And eventually, here I am. This is much easier. I tell you, that wilderness stuff, that's a lot of work. I don't know how they did it before there were trails. Well, they certainly weren't putting in 20-mile days. I'm not either, but soon, those days are coming. Working our way up the ridge on the Red Rock Trail. I don't know if I've ever seen the Red Rock. But I got a lot of water on me. They loaded up with 7 liters down there. It's gonna last me through the rest of the day and most of the way back to the bike tomorrow. Gonna go slow. It's heavy. It's kind of like rolling terrain once you get up to the top of the ridge. Little hills. It's not so bad. But getting up there, that's the bad part. There's a little breeze. It's knocked back the bugs enough I could take my head net off. Still chewing on my hands, but least they're not climbing in my eyes or down my lungs. Yeah, I don't know how much 7 liters of water weighs, but it's heavy. Really noticing the difference. But I'll be happy to have it later, I'm sure. But I thought I would check in, show you how I got up there. You're not surprised that I'm up there lately. Stayed on the trail pretty well now. Had enough bushwhacking this morning. Well, there should be some views coming up. I think there's a few spots here where you can see different ways. Stick around. It'll take me a while though. Don't rush me. Well, I'd been enjoying a beautiful little toddle across the top of this ridge. Then I came to this tragic moment. It's a notch in the ridge. I can see the hill on the other side is higher than I am. I can't see the bottom of the notch. What choice do I have? I have to go down there and up there. I've been here before, but I forgot about this. I remember I didn't like it when I came through the other way either. A lot of moose poop. They like these trails. It's easier than walking in the woods for them. They're big. And they help keep them open for us. And well fertilized. It just keeps going down. Oh my God. I think I see the bottom. It's not that bad. Well, we didn't have any good views on that ridge, so maybe the next one. I found this little side trail. You think it's a view. Yeah, it's kind of a view. For me, anyway. I know you can't see much on this camera. There's a big hole in the ground, a giant lake over there. There. Now you know. But I had to see where it went. We're on top of a ridge again, as you can tell. The trees are short. Not sure how high this ridge is. For somebody who lives at sea level, I think the oxygen might be a little bit less up here. Just gonna take in my time. This water weighs a ton. Well, maybe 10, 15 pounds, but still, weighs a lot. But I'm not in a big hurry. I always like to get it over with so I can sit down. But it's not even, well, it might be lunchtime, I don't know. But it's the middle of the day, is what I'm saying. There's no rush. Time to roll down again. On the bald spot. Still too much sun to take a lunch break here, otherwise I would stop. I gotta find a little more shade than this. But I remember walking past that mountain yesterday, so that's a good sign. We're headed in the right direction. Making some progress. That looks like a lunch spot to me. I'm not sure which way we're going, but I get the feeling we got to go down and up to get there. Trail's back here. That much I know. It's a lot of work walking along this ridge, but you keep getting different breeding spots. I thought I got back up onto the ridge too easy, and then I saw why. That one's gonna sting a little. But there's nothing for it. That's what Sam would say. On. Looks like we gotta go down before we go up. Well, that won't help. Well, we almost made it. I think the top of the mountain's maybe a quarter mile away, half mile away. But yeah, I'd had enough. It was a beautiful day, but all that up and down took a lot out of my legs and the wrist one. It's a pretty exciting quad cramps later. Laid down in the hammock for a few minutes and tried to get up, and oh man. If you've never had a quad cramp, don't. That was all that water I carried up those hills today. But there was no water, so carrying it was smart, just painful. A lot of bugs. It's been really buggy all day. It's Maine. But yeah, I thought I'd check in now. Dinner's soaking. I don't know how long I'll be up after dinner. I forgot all about you people. I was in survival mode. But now the dinner's almost ready. Get some beautiful beef stroganoff tonight. That should give me the will to live. Maybe even make it up the rest of that mountain tomorrow. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll check in later, but I doubt it. I think it's going to be dinner and early bed. But I'll try to get you on top of that mountain as early as I can tomorrow. We won't see sunrise, but we'll see sunrise over there, maybe. Okay, night night. Morning. Quite a peaceful night over here. This little call here between the hills has pretty good shelter. Would have rather been on top of the mountain fighting the wind, seeing the sunset and sunrise. I was not getting up there last night, hauling all that water along this ridge. Maybe not a good idea. No, I needed the water, but it was really hard. This pack is a lot lighter now that I've had dinner and breakfast and coffee. But yeah, if I can make it up this hill, have a pretty view up there at least. I don't know. I'm debating whether this lift should be done the other way or this way. Based on the water carry, it almost makes sense to do it the other way. But then you've got to go through Haystack Notch the way that I get lost. So, I don't know. Whew. Yeah, we're climbing. Look at us. We're halfway up there already. Maybe I could have made it last night. I couldn't have. I was thrashed. I recovered, but I was thrashed. Yeah, that's what we're out here for. Beat ourselves up, get into shape. But I thought I'd say good morning. Ooh, it just keeps going up. Alright, I'll turn this off and use both poles. Yeah, it was about 45 minutes to get up here today. I don't think I would have made it up here last night alive. It's pretty steep on this side. But now we're on top. It's pretty much all downhill from here. Peaceful. Nobody up here, no wind. Even the bugs aren't too bad right now. I'm not saying there's no bugs. I'm just saying they're not too bad. I'm still swatting them. But yeah, it's worth the effort. But I think I'll go the other way next time. Now we're living the dream. Downhill on the shady side of the mountain. Birds are singing. Sure is dry for this early in the year. I hope we get some more rain. Well, I think we're coming down the last hill. I was surprised there were a few uphill sections. I wasn't happy. I used up most of my up yesterday. But I think we're almost back to the road now. It's so quiet this time of year, you can't hear any traffic. There's no cars. But once summer hits, this road is full of motorcycles and people. But yeah, I thought I'd wrap this up. Don't mind me not watching you, I'm watching my feet. This is one of those kind of trails. But yeah, looks like we're gonna survive this. Not sure if this bodes well for the rest of the season. Maybe I've learned my lesson, take better care of myself. Could have used a few more breaks yesterday, I guess. Nobody ever said I was smart. Well, they did, but it didn't do me any good. Oh, yeah, trying to think what's next. There's a trail work trip and then a Baxter trip for Memorial Day. So, things are on. Hot and heavy. I'm gonna focus on this trail. There's lots of roots and rocks on this thing, but yeah, we'll catch you next time.